You've been told you just need to get up earlier to implement a specific morning routine. That is super good for performance, but that probably lasted about a week. Believe me, I've tried it. It didn't work. And the biggest mistake we high performers make is thinking discipline means doing the same thing every day. And if you keep starting your mornings the way you've been doing right now, nothing will change. Not your energy, not your focus, not your results, because your brain already knows the pattern and it has adapted to it to keep you exactly where you are. Most people try to change their life by changing what they do after they wake up, but by then the decision has already been made by your brain, because your brain predicts using the pattern you have created over time. Most people add more routine, more discipline, getting up earlier, more effort, and they wonder why nothing really shifts. Because they're trying to override a system that has already locked the outcome in place. And this is exactly what we're going to change today, because once you understand how your brain sets the tone for your entire day, you stop chasing performance and you start creating it. Welcome, I'm Heike Fallon. I'm the founder of Expand Health and the creator of the NeuroHP method. I combine neuroscience, sports therapy, and personal performance coaching to help leaders, athletes, active people like you optimize health and performance for longevity. For over 30 years, I've studied the brain and body and their connection. And today, this is a great topic. But before we jump in, make sure you download my free PDF. It's in the description. There's a link. Go for it. So now let's get started. Your morning is not a fresh start. It's a continuation of patterns your brain already trusts. So when you wake up, your brain immediately checks, what state am I in? What signals am I receiving? What should I expect today? And based on that, it makes prediction. And not consciously, but neurologically, it's about the energy, your focus, your confidence, all preset. You don't rise to your intentions, you operate from your predictions. And this is a system most people never train, but it runs everything. Your brain runs everything. Your internal awareness, your brain's ability to read your body, your breathing, your heart rhythm, your tension, your internal signals, and your brain trusts those signals more than your thoughts. So, if your body feels unstable, your brain reduces output, not because it's incapable, but because it's protecting you. Most routines completely ignore this. They jump right into action, but your brain does not start with action. It starts with assessment. Think of it like this. Before anything performs well, it needs alignment, right? If the system is off, effort becomes inefficient. And that's exactly what most people experience. They are putting in effort on top of a system that is not ready. So instead of creating results, they create friction. And over time, that friction feels like limitation. So what does your brain actually need in the morning? No hype, no pressure, no perfection. It needs the right inputs. It needs light. It needs internal stability. It needs movement, and it needs direction. If you want to be productive and have a good day, you need all those. And we're going to talk about that. But here's the key. Not in a fixed way, in a personalized way. And that's very important. Because the best routine is not the one that looks perfect. It's the one your brain responds to. And that changes based on your sleep, your stress, your schedule, what life phase you're in, your environment. So it can be totally different from day to day. And that's why instead of asking, what is the best routine? Ask, what does my brain need this morning to create a better output? So let's start with light. I said light is important. So before your phone, before your coffee, before any of your tasks, your brain needs light. Light is one of the strongest signals for your internal clock. It tells your brain that it's daytime, that it's, when energy rises. And this is also when we engage. And when the brain receives a signal early, everything downstream improves. Alertness, mood, focus, timing of energy, and timing of sleep later. So even morning light is important for your sleep. So get light, go outside if possible. That's really how you need to do it. You don't have to do it super long, 5-10 minutes. But it's very important to get natural sunlight in the morning. If it's overcast, just stay a little longer, but go outside just for a few minutes and it will change your day. The next thing your brain absolutely needs is hydration. Simple, but super powerful. You've been asleep, you've been breathing, you haven't been drinking at night. So to support your system, you need water. Maybe you do electrolytes, or even great is also a little lemon in your water in the morning. However, you need some hydration before anything. So now when you had your sunlight, you had your water, it's time to check in and see where you at that morning. So check your state, check your energy, your breathing, your tension, your clarity, your mood. And not to judge it, but to understand where you at that morning. Because the person who can read their state can change their state. So let's talk about something important, caffeine. You don't have to rush into it. Your body already has a natural wake-up response. So instead of immediately layering stimulation, you can give your system space to wake up first. But again, it's not a rule, it's a tool. Just test it out. I love my coffee in the morning. That's part of my routine. You have to figure out what works for you, but definitely check in. Notice your energy, notice your crashes, notice how you sleep. Personalization matters. And, again, you got to figure out what works for you. Now, let's talk about movement. And not movement as punishment, because it should be no pressure, not that I have to do this. Morning movement should create access to your body, access to control, access to options. And this is where we shift something important. Instead of doing random hardcore exercise, we use targeted inputs. And so what really should happen is, depending on how you feel, you're going to move. So if you even just do some wrist movement, very easy while you seated, because you woke up and your state was not the ready to go, then you might start like that. So every movement has to really first pick up on where you are at that morning. Now, another great thing to do is combining movement with affirmation, and we're going to do that right now. So I want you to stand up, stand with your feet hip width apart, tall spine. That means your knees are soft, spine is elongated, tall. And we're going to start with an affirmation. Pick one. You can say, I'm here, I'm clear, or I'm ready, whatever works for you in the morning. So you're going to stand nice and tall, and you're going to say, I'm here. And you want to say that with a nice, confident voice, because that matters. I'm here. And you can do multiple ones. I'm here, I'm ready. And do that again, and feel that in your body. Feel that readiness. Feel that tall spine. I'm here. I'm ready. And now I want you to focus on a specific point. So now you add, I'm focused. Awesome. So now you're going to also say, I move forward with intention. Or it can be, I'm going to create momentum today, whatever it be for you. I'm executing my next most important step, whatever works for you and whatever your brain believes the most. So it might be just saying, I'm moving forward. And you repeat it again, and you also want to feel it, right? You want to really put your full body and your thoughts into that. So this is just a small little sequence that you could do very quickly. Again, you stand nice and tall. You use, for example, I'm ready, I'm here. Then you get your eyes focused and you say, I'm focused. And then you're gonna, again, choose something that you're looking forward to for the day, or you just says, I'm moving forward, or I take action, whatever it be, and make sure every time you let it connect to your body and really feel that. This is not just affirmation, it's neurological alignment, because your brain does not listen to words, it listens to signals, to posture, to tone, to your breathing, visual focus. So when you combine language with body, you create stronger input. You are telling your brain, this is the state, this is this direction, this is what I'm going to do. And that changes prediction. That changes your output. So hopefully that makes sense. Now a little bit more about movement again. Movement has to be matched to your state. And this is what most people can improve upon. Instead of doing the same every morning and hardcore, check in first, right? How do you feel? If you feel good, you can do more. If you feel tight, start with, again, like easy mobility. If you're feeling overwhelmed, start simple. Because forcing intensity on the wrong day creates more protection, more tension, more fatigue. And instead of asking, how hard should I go? Ask, what movements will make my brain trust my body more? And now another thing, a little bit more about clarity. So I like you to walk. Ideally, you want to walk somewhere, movement, not in place. But ask your question, what matters most today? And then answer that with one thing, not 10, keep walking. Ask again, what matters most today? And now refine your answer. Keep it very simple, keep it one answer. What matters most today? I'm going to let you answer that. Keep walking. Really let your body move while your brain simplifies. And this is powerful because movement changes your state and stuff. And a better state creates better thinking. So instead of sitting and overthinking, you move and you decide. And that's why also people, pace around when they're trying to make decisions, right? And your brain links those together, movement and clarity, action and direction. And over time, that becomes automatic. So you move forward and you think clearly. That is performance, that is efficiency. And now one more layer at the end of your morning, check your outcome. Not your effort, but your outcome. Like after you've done your morning routine, how is your energy? How is your focus? Do you feel ready? Rate them. And if they improved, your inputs worked. If not, adjust. You might add something else again, or calm down a little bit more. This is how you personalize. This is how you stop guessing. This is how you build a routine that actually works, and that is a routine that you can do consistently every morning because you adjusted it for you. Let me give you a real example. You wake up rested, clear, open, and that may be a day for strong movement. More intensity, more output. You wake up tired, guarded. That might be a day for more lighter walking, mobility, and you wake up overwhelmed. Your mind is already racing. That may be the day for more simplicity. No phone. Definitely get your outdoor light and do one decision. All of those are the same person, right? Different mornings, different inputs. That is what really self-leadership is when you adjust to that. And as I said, the biggest mistake high performers make is thinking discipline means doing the same thing every day. But your brain changes, your body changes, your life changes. So your routine must adapt. Structure with flexibility. Direction with awareness. That's how you create consistency without burnout. That's how you stay high performing without sacrificing your health. And this is where a whole identity shifts happen. You stop being someone who reacts to the day and you become someone who leads it. You lead your light, your state, your movement, your intention. And that is powerful because now you're not chasing energy, you're creating it. You're not chasing clarity, you're building it. You're not waiting to feel ready, you're becoming ready. So here is your real morning routine. quick little summary. You need light, outdoor light, super important for the brain and the body. You need hydration, also very important. You need to check into your state and figure out your strategy. You need movement, but figure out which one. And you need direction before distraction. And personalization before perfection. That is the system, because your brain is always predicting, and your job is to give it better information. And when you do, your output changes, your energy changes, your focus changes, your decision changes, and over time, your identity changes. You stop living inside limitations that were never really real, and you start operating from a system that actually supports you. That is what people call limitless. Not having no limits, but removing unnecessary ones. Don't forget to share this video if you liked it and you think someone else that you know might benefit from this. Subscribe to my channel because I'm releasing brain-based exercise and knowledge every week. And I hope you're gonna actually start investing into yourself with a brain-based approach. I'm Heike Fallon. I'll see you in the next episode.